Hi, as you probably already have heard, Mythos or Fable 5 as it's now called is out. I spent the last 24 hours testing it across various use cases myself, so at my company as a professional dev, in a restricted environment and also in hobby projects. I want to tell you in this video what I did with it, how I approached things and what pitfalls came up, etc. Up front, Fable is seriously insane, so I'm incredibly happy with the results, and as you probably know, I'm not one of the guys who hype all of the models, but this one is really awesome. It produces precise stuff, it answers at the right altitude, it's a really great model. Okay, let's have a look at the first project I tried out. So I'm a big gamer and I even played competitively in strategy games when I was a little bit younger. I still enjoy strategy games, but unfortunately no modern games come out, so I sometimes stick with the old games, and one of my favorites is Command & Conquer, and I absolutely loved Red Alert. I played that in my childhood for hours and I would die for a recreation of that. So I thought with AI I can maybe try something like that. So my approach for this was I created a background, I created some buildings and also some units with ChatGPT. So these are just some basic sprites. And yeah, this is what I created. I also used Gemini to create some background music and 11 labs for the move sound of a unit and so on. So I've got quite a few assets, and the next step for me is always to create a very detailed specification, because it's much easier for the LLM to work on a specific task where it can tell at the end if that failed or if that did not fail. So that is much better than giving it a vague goal. So this is why I created something like this. It's a very detailed specification, how to build units, how combat works and how economy works. Everything was prompted with Fable. This is the output, and this is what I copied into Claude Code, also with Fable. So this is the output that I got from Claude Code with the Fable model. So I got an initial HTML file, so it did this with HTML, and I also got where is it, the embed assets.py, which creates a mapping for every sprite. And what is very cool is that it removes the background, and for this it does really some very advanced technique. So I never heard of that, but that kind of impressed me. You're also gonna see that in the result. So it removes the background for sprites close to the sprite itself, and instead of neighbor chaining, which leaks through soft edges, it classifies pixels against a statistical model of the border colors. And yeah, to be honest, I would never come up with such an idea, so that really impressed me. And I could just run UV run embed assets, and now I've got the full Iron Dawn raw full HTML file. Everything is here embedded in base64, and I just have to click on the HTML file to play it. Let's play one quick match together. Okay, so this is Iron Dawn, and I hope I can give you a little bit of nostalgic feeling. So here this is what it looks like. Even get a message after a few seconds from our commander.
Moving out. Commander, in the northeast, our enemies prepare for war. They do not seek victory. They seek our destruction. Let them come. Build your base. Secure your resources. Raise an army worthy of our cause. And then remove them from the map.
Unit ready.
Okay, I think this looks quite great. So I'm just gonna make a little bit more units, and I'm gonna play the rest of this a little bit faster until the end. So you're gonna see the winning animation.
Moving out.
Mission accomplished.
So I would really love to hear your opinion about this game in the comments. The second project was an easy rework of my existing website. So this is my current website. As you can see, this looks not too bad, but yeah, it's not very dynamic, and in my opinion it could look better, even though I'm not totally disappointed. So what I did was I just showed Fable 5 screenshots, because the vision capability of this model is highly praised also in the benchmarks. So I wanted to show if it can create a very nice spec from that. So I always do spec driven development with agentic coding. So I let it create a spec based on the screenshots, and then I pasted the output again into Claude Code. So this is what I set up. So this worked in one run. It even fixed an error in an iteration that it first made. So I think it made some smoke tests against the API. So this looks quite nice. Everything is built with Next.js. To be honest, I would really love if these models would ask me for more details, because I did not say use Next.js in the specification. I just wrote about the implementation details, but it would be nice if a model like that would ask for more technical details. But okay, I can live with that because I normally know what frameworks I want to use. But for hobbyists, this would be better, I think. And it could make suggestions for that. So that is the result. As you can see, this is the original website and this is the new one. So if I refresh that, so I can see some nice animations. And if I scroll down, I can also see animations. The learning path is definitely more dynamic than before. So this is the comparison. That is the learning part, which is static in this case. And yeah, everything was done in just a single iteration. And yeah, light and dark mode also works. So I got a chat panel, crash bot. Okay, interesting. Yeah, what do we get here? Okay, there is a button for, I guess this is only in development mode, but to be honest, I don't know. But yeah, also very good. I think it looks better than before, and I will definitely do a few iterations with it and then update my website based on the results with Fable. So like I said, I'm also quite impressed with that. But let me know your opinions in the comments about front-end coding. The last project is a little bit different because it was something that I experienced in my job as a professional software developer. So I work as a backend developer and AI developer. So most of the time I build Python-based backend services and do something with LangGraph and so on. So in this case, I made a load test for our service. And normally you want your response time to keep flat. You increase the users, but you want the response time to remain flat. If the response time increases while you increase your users, you know there's a bottleneck somewhere, and this is what we experienced. So the difference here to my private project is that I'm not allowed to use Claude Code in the regulated environment that I work. So it doesn't have access to my code base. So we somehow have to write back and forth. So in this case, it asked me for my environment, what libraries I use and so on. And we talked back and forth. And what I really liked was the level the new model talked with me and the detail. So something that I experienced with GPT-5 was that it's very verbose in its answer and uses a lot of buzzwords and abbreviations. So very hard to read and very hard to understand. But with the new Fable 5 model, I have a feeling that we speak on the same level. And this is very important because it has to assume the level of understanding that I have. I'm a senior software engineer, but someone who is new in that field should get other answers than me. And as someone who teaches that stuff, I know how hard this is because you have to talk to a beginner in a different way than to an expert. So that's definitely the best experience that I ever had with a model. So yeah, that's my experience with Claude Fable 5 or Mythos after 24 hours. So what is your experience with the model? Do you also like it or do you maybe dislike it? Let me know that in the comments. And thank you very much for watching. See you in the next video. Bye bye.